First show, let's go. Welcome to Shay It With Your Chest. My name is Shay, and it is the first episode. It is July 5th, 2022. It is the end of a decade for me. I'll be turning 40 tomorrow, and wow, what a shocking revelation and reality that I'm about to walk into. Um, I didn't think I'd ever make it this far, so I'm kind of just weighing life at this point. I've had a lot of ups and downs, more downs than ups, but hopefully this new coming decade will bring those ups as I have worked really hard to try to be the best person I could be by closing chapters and doing a lot of self-healing and self-care to acknowledge and accept a lot of baggage that I've been carrying on my shoulders for 3 decades. Like I said, self-healing and closing chapters is what my 30s have been about. My 20s were just kind of discovering and acknowledging and realizing all of these traumatic things and what they were and how they affected how I treated everything, myself, people around me, how I saw the world, and I think paying attention and handling and dealing with all of the heavy stuff that I dealt with at such a young age, I was able to kind of decompartmentalize and break it down piece by piece. I wasn't very kind to myself because I felt like for a long time all the trauma that I endured at a young age was my fault. I realize now that that's not true at all. And you can't blame yourself for things that you had no control over. So that was a big thing that I spent my 30s doing, is apologizing to myself for not being as kind as I should have been. I am working on that now, and I want to be nicer to myself because I think that overall I'm a pretty decent person in spite of everything. A lot of people use their trauma to make excuses for not being kind or being honest or being faithful or being loving and treating people with respect. And I treated people with a lot more respect than I feel like they deserve, but that was just because I had so much self-hatred. And that is a tough thing to walk with in your day-to-day, and it's hard for you to look at yourself in the mirror. It's kind of difficult to imagine, anybody else seeing you in a different light than you see yourself. I feel like relationships are affected most by not tending to your own garden, I guess you could say. Knowing your self-worth, and you seek out love and affection in toxic ways and in not constructive ways. I found myself being very destructive in a roundabout way and gravitating towards men in particular that were damaged and broken because I was damaged and broken, and 2 wrongs don't make a right, come to find out. And no matter what you do, you can't fix someone that doesn't want to be fixed. I feel like I worked hard and I put in the work and the time to fix myself, and I am a flawed individual still, but I have taken accountability of my flaws and have tried to do constructive things to improve on the way I see myself and how I interact with people and who and what I allow into my life. If it's not enriching or inspiring or uplifting, I just can't allow myself to be around that. So I've set boundaries for myself. I have set expectations, more realistic expectations. I had unrealistic expectations throughout most of my life, and when I didn't reach them, I was very, very hard on myself. But ultimately, some things that I had wanted and dreamed of for myself were unattainable in the sense that I wasn't prepared to really see and appreciate and absorb all of the positive things when there was so much toxicity that was, clouding over everything I was doing. And I want to say that if I ever hurt anybody on my journey to self-discovery, I am super sorry. I am so terribly sorry. I don't think I did. I know there was things that have happened that were out of my control, and I feel a lot of guilt for things that, again, weren't necessarily my fault, but I didn't have the tools then to acknowledge and kind of see. So I hope that whoever I've wronged in any way, they can forgive me, and just know that I'm really truly sorry that I harmed you in any way or hurt you in any way. I also realize that making plans is setting you up for failure. Goals are one thing, but setting plans in place and expecting them to work out when other people are involved is destined for failure. At least that's what I discovered. I've been in a series of relationships where I thought, I just need to love them as much as I can do it. I can do it with every ounce of my being, and they'll love me back, and it'll be happy, and it'll be fairy tale-esque, and I was very wrong. I found love in places and people that didn't really give two shits about me, could care less, and that's painful that you invest so much time in someone, and looking back, I invested a lot of time in the wrong men, and now I am a little jaded and very guarded, and it's hard for me to, I want to find somebody, but at this point, I'm not even looking. I just want to continue focusing on myself and moving forward. I don't want to look back on all the painful things. I've worked through those things day by day, and they're still there. However, I don't shun myself anymore for those mistakes and bad decisions and, lapses in judgment. I feel like losing a lot of people has kind of helped me realize my place on this earth. Like I said, I didn't expect to be turning this corner. I thought I'd be gone long before, and I wanted to be. But there's a lot of people that I love and care about that I lost in this decade and in the decades before. And I know that if they could be here, they would. So to honor them, I want to go into this new decade with a positive and constructive attitude of bringing something to the table and being something. That's why I wanted to do this podcast, because I feel like being in touch with everything, I'm able to talk freely about topics that were shameful and hard for me to discuss because I hadn't dealt with the trauma of them, and it's easy to talk about things when you've, didn't unpack them and kind of, made your peace with the things. And I hope that throughout these episodes that I can help people find their truth and find their peace with their traumas, whatever they are, and just know that love is inside of everybody if you choose to allow it in there, and hope is inside of everybody if you choose to let it, be there. Um, Growing my faith has helped me immensely because I realize I have tried to have control over everything, and I am not in control of anything except for getting up and just doing the best I can, being the best person I can, loving the way I can only love, only I can, um, being honest and caring and not expecting things in return when I do, being humble and all of those amazing things that is, you know, hard to come by these days. There's a lot of selfish, greedy people and jealous and with a bunch of crap inside of them. And I just want to be a person that has survived a lot of painful things that have taken out people, you know, rape, abuse, abortions, like, you know, domestic abuse, depression, anxiety. Um, just I want to be a vehicle that can share my truth and my story in hopes that maybe that'll help somebody else want to decide to unpack all of these toxic entities, if you will, I guess. Entities, I don't know if that's the right word, but, letting go of things that you have no control over that have been dragging you down and putting you in a dark place. You have to let them go and you have to forgive yourself for that. And that's what I've done. I've continued to do. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think anybody ever knows exactly what they're doing, but one day at a time. I feel like moving out here to Arizona, burning down my whole life that I knew, and starting fresh. COVID helped with that because I feel like COVID made people look inside, or it made people the exact same person they were before it all happened. I think the whole pandemic showed people who they are. And for me, the isolation and the having to be by myself with myself and learning to enjoy myself was something that needed to happen, and I feel like I'm a lot stronger because of it. Um, some people are just the same people, but I feel like I came out of the pandemic a better, a smarter, a stronger person, and I want to walk through life with that gift, because that was a gift. It seemed, for some it was a nightmare, for others it was an enlightening experience, and for me that was what it was. I kind of learned a lot of things, being in relationships for 2 decades, almost, and not remembering who I am outside of being in a relationship with someone else was important, because I needed to remember how to like myself again, how to love myself again, how to enjoy myself again. And so that has helped me since I moved out here. I've been spending a lot of time by myself. The anxiety thing is real rough because it's fear, and I'm only afraid because I have done all this work and have kind of been a shut-in when my personality is go-getter and wanting to be around everybody. But I'm just slowly trying to get back into being the new version of Shay, I guess. Shay 4.0 is what I call it. It's just being the same person that I was, but a better version of that, because I have all this new clarity and this new love for myself and what I have to offer anyone, my job, my family, my friends, any relationships, romantic or otherwise. All of those things have changed because I have. And I kind of need to get out of my own way and step into life with all of this new found freedom, I guess, that I've given, I've worked for, I've earned because I worked for it. But now I have to put it to use to show myself that this is it now. This is who you are. You can't run from it. And I tried, I tried so hard running from who I am and trying to be somebody that I wasn't for people who quote unquote loved me and they wanted to change me. But the only change that needed to happen was inside of me and myself, to look at myself the way I want the world to see me. I need to show them what I see inside of myself, and that means I had to stop hating myself, and that was very difficult. And I am getting better every day. I'm not looking in the mirror with disgust or, like frustration or any of that stuff. I've forgiven myself. I think forgiveness has been the biggest thing. I've forgiven everyone that has harmed me, that has hurt me. I won't forget that though, and that's going to guide me as far as making sure I don't make the same mistakes, and I don't, instead of seeing these red flags and trying to slide underneath them, I'm just gonna leave those red flags where they are, and know that they're there for a reason, and not everybody has good inside of them. That was one of my biggest things was, I just, there's something really great inside of this person. I just need to dig a little deeper. But while I was digging a little deeper to try to find that good in them, I was burying myself in the narcissism or the negative or the not very nice things in that person. And I was absorbing all of it. And it was dragging me down to a place that I didn't need to be because I was already low. So this new decade, I want to be up. I want to stay up, new beginning, new outlook. I want to just every day be grateful that I am who I am, that I love the way I do. I'm not going to be a punk and let people walk all over me. I'm not going to see things that aren't there. All these good things, the good. Yeah, but I am going to give people a chance to show me who they are and not make snap judgments or deny myself the chance to get to know somebody out of fear or, that they're going to do what has been done. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who believed in me and believes in me and my, who I am, that has encouraged me to do this, and I'm going to be doing at least one episode a week. I wanted to get this one out before midnight so I could really let it be known that the end of a decade means the end of self-hate and the beginning of self-love, and I hope that whatever I decide to put my mind to, that I have clarity, and I'm grateful for the people in my life that have stayed. I am grateful for the people in my life that have left, because everybody has taught me something about myself and about life and about loss and about happiness and joy and sadness and failure and all of those amazing things. Life is about movement. It's not about having happy times all the time. I see people all the time just putting on a show. Everything is great, but inside those walls of theirs, it might be a different story. I'm transparent and I will put it out there. I don't care. I feel like being true to myself and true to who I am and true to what I'm dealing with is what I have to offer this world, and that's what I'm going to do, whether people like it or not. You don't have to listen. If you listen, I appreciate you. I'm just going to keep rocking, and I guess any advice I have to give to people younger is just don't don't sell yourself short. Just trust yourself. Even when you don't feel like you can trust you're trustworthy. Trust who you are, and don't set yourself up. Just don't set yourself up for failure before you even, take a chance on what you have to offer. Because I spent a lot of time doing that, selling myself short. Um, just roll with the punches and take it one day at a time. Just remember to be whatever you're doing, put all your heart and soul into it. Nothing comes from nothing without hard work and sacrificing your comfort to get what you really want. And just be a good person, because this world needs good people, selfless people. You can care about yourself and love yourself and treat yourself right, but also just remember how to treat people. Treat people the way you want to be treated, and wake up every day with a purpose, even if it's just as simple as I'm going to take a shower and eat something good for me, or vacuum my rug, or, just talk to somebody I haven't talked to in a while and see how they're doing. Those little things go a long way. And the way this world is going, we need people who take time out of their busy schedule just to check in and always tell people that you love them, because you never know when they won't be here anymore. So that's my advice. It's just love people while they're here. Give them their flowers. If you like something somebody's doing, support them. People out here are working their tails off for just simple things. So if you got friends that are doing creative things, just give them a little love. You don't have to, there's a lot of friends that are doing stuff that I'm like, I don't really like this, but yeah, a little thumbs up never hurt anybody. And, that's what's important. So I just want to thank you guys. This is Shay It With Your Chest, episode 1. And I look forward to more to come. You guys have a wonderful evening. God bless. Take care. See you soon.